What is up, guys? It is AJ. Khamzat Chimaev confirms his move to middleweight. He posted 185 on Twitter. So we know what that means. I mean, he missed weight for his supposed to be fight against Nate Diaz, then ends up luckily getting the Kevin Holland catch weight. It seems like 185 is going to be a more fitting weight class for Chimaev because the way they're describing the weight cut to 170 in the last one, it was atrocious. I don't know if he still has plans to get to 170 in the future. There was rumors that he wasn't eating a, let's say, low-calorie diet throughout the week, so that could definitely be a factor in why he really struggled so hard to make that weight and didn't make the weight, didn't get close to the weight. If you miss weight by 2 pounds, it's not forgivable. It's still a problem. It's not good. But it's like, okay, you could have made that weight class. When you miss weight by 8, 9, nearly 10 pounds, there's no coming back from that. I think Chimaev is going to have to fight at middleweight for the foreseeable future, and I don't see why he wouldn't want to do that, especially if he's successful there. Now, obviously, matchups are going to play a factor. Are we going to put him in a huge spot from the get-go? I'd assume, because you look at Khamzat Chimaev, he's ranked number 3 at welterweight. Jumping up to middleweight, you have to get another big name. The fight that makes the most sense right off the bat is Paulo Costa. 100% that has to be it. Costa's talking mad shit about him. He's saying, I stole everything from you. Talking about the hat that he took from the Schmo show. He's, kind of just constantly ragging on Khamzat, making funny memes online. It's great entertainment. Paulo Costa's doing a great job getting himself into the spot because the fight against Khamzat Chimaev now seems to be, I think, a guarantee. It's an inevitable matchup. I knew we'd see it eventually, but I thought maybe they'd give Khamzat Chimaev another go at 170 weight cut. But I think the team around him knows that it's too much for him and he has to do 185 now. So I'm happy about that. And I'm happy that Paulo Costa is probably next because this is a fantastic main event. If they're looking to put it on a fight night or even an ESPN card, bring the most eyes possible to Khamzat Chimaev. Paulo Costa, put it on ESPN. If they don't go the ESPN free TV route, I think it's a great co-main event. I highly doubt we're seeing Chimaev in a main event spot against Paulo Costa. But a pay-per-view co-main event, I love the fight. The middleweight division is extremely interesting as well because you have Adesanya fighting Alex Pereira, fresh blood. The fresh, I mean, not really fresh for Adesanya. I know he lost to Pereira twice. I guess he really is getting similar opponents back to back to back. He's fighting the same guys over and over and over. I guess Cannonier was a new face, but with the Whittaker, 2 fights down. Marvin Vettori, 2 fights down. Already 2 fights in kickboxing against Pereira, but first time in the cage. So it is fresh blood as far as in the octagon. Let's say Adesanya wins that fight. Let's say Khamzat Chimaev beats Paulo Costa. That's the obvious next step. If Khamzat Chimaev is able to defeat Costa, assuming Adesanya beats Pereira, he's next in line. The big if is then Pereira ends up winning the bout. That would cause a bit of delay in the Khamzat Chimaev title chase. I think he beats Paulo Costa. I do think he's going to exploit the wrestling. I know Costa's huge, and I think Guru did a video saying he predicts that you're going to see a TKO win for Paulo Costa. But I look at the fight against Luke Rockhold, an aged and worn Luke Rockhold. Costa was stunned. Costa was taken down and put on his back. He doesn't have a sufficient Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu game from bottom that threatens a Khamzat Chimaev. I think Khamzat Chimaev is going to take Paulo Costa down at some point. Now, I don't know if it's going to be like a Kevin Holland beatdown. I think he's going to be forced to fight a bit. I think patient Chimaev probably comes early. The first round could even be a bit more of a feeling out process. I do think Chimaev at some point shoots. He needs to be wary of the Costa knockout power shots, but I assume Chimaev is going to build himself to 185. I don't know if he's just going to jump up there and fight at 85 at the same frame he fought at 180 at. I think Chimaev's body is going to fill out a bit more. I think we're going to see a better Khamzat Chimaev at 185. No weight cut doing any, damage to the performance. He's going to be his absolute best self. I think he's going to be able to out-wrestle the hell out of Paulo Costa. I don't know about him getting a submission off Costa, maybe a TKO ground and pound. I'm interested to see how the striking matches up, but if it's a 3-round fight, and I have a feeling they might look to put this as a co-main event on a pay-per-view to make it a 3-round fight, because personally, I think Khamzat Chimaev might be forced to go the distance here, and I think he could end up taking a decision over Paulo Costa. Now, I know a lot of people will look at the Gilbert Burns fight, and they'll say Paulo Costa could be the guy to beat Chimaev. And I mean, he absolutely could be if Khamzat Chimaev doesn't mind his P's and Q's. But let's be real. That's a smaller Khamzat Chimaev. That's 170 Chimaev. That's, drained down to 170 Chimaev. That was A1 Gilbert Burns, who is a championship level Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner. Paulo Costa is a black belt in Jiu-Jitsu, but he's no champion on the mats. When Khamzat Chimaev shoots for takedowns, I think he'll do it extremely confidently against Paulo Costa. Even if Costa is able to defend a fair amount of them, Chimaev's got that crazy chain wrestle attack. I think he's eventually going to land the takedown. Now, I think a more patient Chimaev would be, more effective in this fight. Because if he goes and attempts to blow his wad out on Paulo Costa, and let's say he doesn't get the stop, Paulo's still there, could be trouble a bit later. But I do believe Khamzat Chimaev comes with a good game plan here, looking to wrestle Paulo Costa to the ground, maybe mix it up a little bit on the feet, but you don't want to get caught by a Paulo Costa bomb. He's huge. I'm going to say Khamzat Chimaev beats Costa by a decision, interestingly enough. Now, is there a guarantee that Chimaev wins? No. I think Paulo Costa is a very live fight. I actually think that moving up to middleweight, Khamzat Chimaev, yes, is going to be at his absolute best self, but harder matchups. You look at Khamzat Chimaev, Leon Edwards, I think Khamzat Chimaev beats Leon. Khamzat Chimaev, Colby Covington would have been a very interesting fight. You kind of have to lean Chimaev, but Colby's the cardio king. He could end up getting that fight. Usman versus Chimaev. I really wanted to see that matchup. But unfortunately, the middleweight move is what's now. And I got to say, you look at Adesanya. That's a lengthy task. That's a hard fight. We're talking about Costa being a hard fight. Adesanya is extremely hard. Robert Whittaker, maybe the hardest fight for Chimaev in the weight class. He said he doesn't want to fight Robert Whittaker. Jared Cannonier, I think Chimaev exploits the grappling game and wins that one a bit cleaner. Marvin Vettori, I think that Chimaev would be able to beat a Vettori. Look, I'm looking down the rings. Alex Pereira, I think he chokes him out. He takes him to the ground. Derek Brunson, I think he could actually knock out a Derek Brunson in a bit of a striking match. I'd be interested in that fight too. Interestingly enough, Brunson is 5, Costa is 6. I'm assuming they flip those rankings sometime soon, especially with Chimaev now going to middleweight. We do number 5, Paulo Costa versus Khamzat Chimaev, the number 3 welterweight in the world. If Chimaev wins, it's probably title shot next, assuming Adesanya would get past Alex Pereira, but it's a big assumption because he's lost twice in kickboxing. Overall, I'm excited as hell for the future with Khamzat Chimaev. I think he's still the next superstar. I think the weight miss and the evil Khamzat is better for the sport. I love Khamzat Chimaev still, and I got to say, he went out there and beat the brakes off Kevin Holland as he should have, which impressed the hell out of me. I don't think he has that same success against Paulo Costa in the form of dominance, but I see him as victorious against a lot of guys here at middleweight. I still want to see him fight at 170 again. We'll see what the future holds. Usman and Chimaev was supposed to be the fight. Usman getting knocked out. Maybe that's what threw Chimaev out. Usman gets knocked out. He's like, fuck this weight cut. Fuck middleweight. Now, there's not that super matchup anymore where he'll be the first guy to beat the great Kamaru Usman. Now Leon takes his spot. Interesting matchups, interesting situations in both weight classes. But any weight class with Khamzat Chimaev in it, the stock jumps all the way up, and a Chimaev title shot is going to do huge numbers on pay-per-view. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure to smash that like button. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Make sure to subscribe if you're not already. Turn those post notifications on, and don't turn them on to just personalized. Put them on to all so you don't miss a video, especially with me dropping these news reactions. You might see some double uploads, so double upload days coming soon, because I'm trying to keep pumping out these news and opinion reactions. Much love, guys. Thank you all so much. Make sure to share the video as well, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace, everyone.